Yeah.
Whoa.
You said bring the energy, bro.
You brought it.
It's been brought in.
It has been brought?
It's been brought in. That's a word, right?
I don't think so. Happy Friday, everybody. This is the Mythos Weekly live stream.
Not pedal pushers.
Not pedal pushers, but it might as well be because pedal pushers dead.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll do a regular podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah. This is just so much easier. We're very busy.
Really easy. I like it easy. I'm all about
we
easy.
just push the button and then we're on TV.
I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but close enough. How's it going, everybody? We do this every week. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't. And tell everybody you know. Your mom, your dad, your friends, brother, sister.
Your dog.
Your dog. Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Views are views.
Views are views.
And I wonder, there has to be a pretty considerable amount of viewership on YouTube. Maybe not of us.
For pets.
For pets.
Yeah, that's
Just people
remember that's
leaving
a bit in Scrooged, where the studio executive goes to Frank, played by Bill Murray, and says they want to start programming for pets because they're starting to watch television. It's a whole bit. It's great.
I mean,
I love that joke.
It's kind of, I mean, they do it now. But
how are you, Zach?
Oh man, I think I'm doing better.
You doing better? You feeling good? Feeling strong?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm about to have my Grunes Super Gummies here. Sponsorship incoming.
Those are vitamins, not weed gummies.
No.
Maybe? I don't know.
I mean,
I'd
that
like
would make
to see
for a
that.
more interesting day.
That'd be a very interesting day. I definitely want to start doing some pedal testing with you. Man, I'm seeing colors, bro.
Like, didn't you just come back from Illinois?
But you're doing all right?
I think so. Yeah. I think young William out there is killing it.
Yes.
So it's
they're blasting those. I almost said it. I know. You know what I was going to say. They're doing very well. They're making lots of pedals. So the good thing is that the dealers are getting restocked finally, and then our website finally has pedals for sale. First time since Black Friday.
And and look at the top of the screen. If you buy a pedal, you now get free shipping. USA orders only, please.
Yeah, sorry.
This is hard, like finding where to point when it's on the screen.
Every time we do this, you say, "Oh, there's a guitar behind you." I always turn the wrong way.
It's hard.
Yeah,
how are you, Matthew?
I'm doing awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew's
just really
always
good.
Doing awesome.
I'm doing great. You know, the fam's great. We're almost done with the school year. Oh, yeah, your boy's almost done, right?
Yeah, next week.
So we got all the summer plans coming up, and just that's excited. The girls are stoked, and NBA playoffs kicking ass, and just playing Destiny and enjoying myself.
Yeah.
So
I've been
like normal,
knee deep in Oblivion. Playing quests that I remember starting back in the day.
The game Oblivion.
Yes.
People thought maybe you're like,
he really is on these
I'm
gummies.
like just sitting there listening to shoegaze. I'm knee deep in Oblivion.
I mean, that's my first album title.
Yeah.
Green Guitars has gummies? No. But yeah, so had some interesting things happen over the past couple
like what?
days. Well, I went to Rhett's.
You did? Yeah.
And we made a video. We made a handful of videos, actually, with Addison.
Yeah.
And it was a big fun time. But in that trip, Rhett got that behind Matthew. Let's lean this way.
Hi.
That Epiphone.
Yeah.
Inspired by Gibson Custom.
And yeah.
It's awesome. So I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
I'm already burned out on Oblivion. You played too much.
Well, if you played it a lot back in the day, I don't know.
I mean, I played Skyrim like...
How many hours?
Not that many, like in the grand scheme of things. But like multiple 100 hours.
Do you want to know how many hours in I'm on Destiny now?
Probably like 3,000.
It's over 3,000 now. Yeah.
It's over 3,000!
Over 3,000!
But... What the hell was I saying?
Oh, you're talking about Rhett got this inspired by Gibson custom Epiphone, and he let us borrow it.
Yes.
And we wanted to talk about it.
I want to talk about it. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it.
You're paying me, dog. I'll talk about whatever you want.
It's true.
That's how this works.
So we're going to dive into that. But...
And answer questions.
Any other Mythos news that we need to get out of the way?
No, just like it's been a little choppy, but the second wave of Argo boost. It's all jokes because, there's waves on the graphic. They're finally going out. We still got a few more to make for some dealers, but most of them are going out. So if you haven't had a chance to try one or get one, they're out there, which is really exciting. And, I can't wait till we finally get to start working on the next thing.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We are going to be hopefully getting a big batch of circuit boards in the next couple weeks. So that's exciting.
Lots of neat stuff coming.
And I just because I feel like this pedal might need a refresher.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the Argo Boost Deluxe and you want to try it, or you get it, and you're confused about how the switching works, because it has confused a few folks, it's a little confusing maybe.
Yeah.
It's not a 2-in-1 pedal. These are not two independent pedals, right? This foot switch turns the pedal on.
Yep.
On and off, right? And then if this foot switch is activated, the left one that says fuzz under the LED, then that activates the white knobs so you get the full Argo experience. So when the pedal's on and this is off, you just have the boost. And then when you engage this, you get the full Octafuzz with Argo knob complement. And that's it.
And
This is just on off. That's it.
And it's awesome. And as somebody who has an Argonaut and 2 other Mythos fuzzes on my board, I still want to find a way to put that on my board because it sounds great. I think I need to just finally bury it and do a full just Mythos board.
Yeah, well, your board is
it's almost there,
all
so I
there,
think
right?
I could convert it and then make 2 boards.
Yeah. Haas.
Great question. We did.
Are we going to play Marathon? We did. We played the Alpha.
We got invited to the Alpha, which was awesome.
Thank you.
And we played it, and here's the thing. I just don't think I'm good enough.
It's hard.
It's a hard because it's an extraction shooter, and so it's PvP. And I had wild swings where I was like, "Hey, this is really fun. I'm engaged in the action," but man, I don't know if I'm good enough. It's just to play that kind of intense PvP style game.
I think I'd like to see it after it gets completely fleshed out because this was still an alpha.
Yeah,
but it was genuinely hard. Even the
bots,
the NPC.
Yes.
I mean, what would you call it? Just the ads, I guess.
Yeah, the ads. Yeah. The robots.
The robots, they were very difficult. And AI, or whatever the coding for how they operated was pretty smart because they were very difficult.
I think it's what you need is to see what the game fleshes out to be as far as how you progress your character, even if you lose all your gear in the game. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to get it and then play it and see. But I'm so knee-deep in Destiny, it's going to be hard to drag me away.
Yeah.
So,
Mitch, dumb question for anyone generally. Is there a way to reset the Oracle tap tempo to the starting tempo after tapping something in? So how the Oracle works, if you... There's one over there on the board, but it's on the floor. If you tap the tap tempo, then that basically overrides the knob, right? But if you turn the knob, it'll go
back to where the knob is.
Yeah, it basically starts listening to the knob. So anytime you tap, it ignores the knob, but as soon as you touch and turn the knob, then the time clock starts paying attention to the knob instead. So if you want to go back to something that was there, you just kind of have to
just a little kick, and then you're back.
Little wiggle.
Yeah.
It will make the delays go whew, do a little pitch shifting.
You get to be Johnny Greenwood for a second. Just fun.
Just a moment.
Just a moment. You get to pretend.
Non-human audio. Hello.
What's up, brother?
So let's dive into these Epiphones.
All right, let's do it.
Not a dumb question.
No, that's a great question.
I want to get rid of this free shipping it Mythos thing. Whoop.
You want me to grab the Epi?
Yes, please. Man, this app bothers me. Okay.
Is this just a regular Gibson Les Paul? Wow. See?
Yes.
Is that pretty good?
That's pretty good. You sound like me, I guess. So this is one of the new, inspired by Gibson Custom Epiphones. And visually, apart from some little telltale import things.
Like what?
Well, we'll get into that.
Oh, sorry.
I think this looks pretty incredible. The top, let's see if it can... there's so much glare on the... you can kind of see movement in the flame. I feel like the veneer is thick enough so that there's some like depth to the flame on it, and that looks really nice. Rhett kind of didn't like the sort of VOS,
the VOS style,
but I like it because I think satin feeling guitars are like more fun to play, maybe a little bit, you know.
In what way?
They're just you don't get bound up as
Not
much.
as sticky?
Not as sticky. My hands don't really get sticky, and I don't mind a gloss neck on a guitar. But
Yeah, I don't mind either
good.
because I don't get sticky as well. So it's like, I don't know. It doesn't. But I think it looks really nice.
It looks really nice. And
Like, it looks like, I mean, I know it's inspired by custom, but it looks, like if you said, is this a standard? Similar to like a USA standard, I think it looks pretty close.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I at first thought the back was a veneer to kind of hide the maple, but the more I look at it, I think it's a solid mahogany. I can kind of see the center seam here. And I feel like you can see it on camera. Right there. Right there.
Yeah,
you can really see it on camera. It's really impressive. This guitar is like not too heavy. It's probably around 9 pounds.
Yeah.
For a Les Paul, it's pretty normal. Hardware is okay. It is a lightweight tailpiece, which is cool, classic. This ABR1 thing, the bridge saddles are crazy sharp. So I would probably take a file to that if I was going to leave it. And it does have a retainer wire, which is a 60 Les Paul would have never had that.
Yeah.
There's bumblebee caps, like real ones. CTS pots. These are custom buckers. And honestly, in this guitar, I like it a lot more than any of the Gibson custom guitars I've played with custom buckers. And I think the most important thing is the neck feels good. Because the neck on this one doesn't have that weird...
This is the 1960.
This is the 60. It doesn't have that weird... Not weird, but some Epiphones, like I said in Rhett's video, have like a D shape where it's a very like distinct sort of like flattening out, and you kind of have this like shoulder edge that it feels fine, but it doesn't feel like a Gibson necessarily. But I don't know.
Overall, it's nice.
I'm really impressed by it. So what questions do you guys have about this?
Well, we got the first one I saw right here.
So are we going to get a mod Epiphone Les Paul video now?
Yes.
I mean, this isn't mine.
I think we should just do it anyway.
This is Rhett's. But
You think Rhett's going to turn it down?
Probably not. I mean, if Rhett was like, hey, I'll sell you that for a good price, I'd probably just buy it.
I'll buy it at a high price.
Man, what are you buying? What are you selling? Remember that? That's an old...
That's an old bit. Yeah, that's good. We should do that on here too.
Well, we could.
It's a good
we
bit.
could start doing that.
I think so. I think this would be a video that people would really like.
Well, it begs the question, what do you change?
What do you think needs improvement?
So, okay.
That's a good question.
Great segue, Matthew.
Yes. This guy right here.
So, on this guitar, the biggest shortcoming is something that all import guitars have that I've found. It's that these pickup rings,
No good?
they're fine, but they're really wide. Pretty standard for Epiphone. But in that, because I took the pickups out, I restrung this guitar, I polished the frets, I actually rolled the binding a little bit. And when I was doing all that and I had the strings off, I was curious, so I unscrewed the neck pickup and pulled it out, and then slipped a pickup ring around the pickup so I could put it down onto the face of the guitar. It is not wide enough
To cover
the routes. So the route, because a humbucker route is basically the humbucker pickup shape, and then there's a little rectangular thing on the side. You've seen it. Most people have seen it.
We have seen it.
But on this guitar, it would just kiss
A little kissy.
the edge of the pickup rings. You might be able to see down into the cavity. And
Not worth it then.
maybe it would be, right? But apart from that, your the pick guards we have, there's one right there. If you want to grab that. Won't fit. Won't fit this guitar. I could probably cut it to fit, or I'd otherwise have to re-drill that. But these pickup rings are actually a different size. But it looks like it would kind of fit, but well, you know what? You know what? It might fit.
There you go.
I don't know. I'd have to try and see. When I put it on there initially, it did not want to fit. But another annoying thing is because this pickup ring is wider, this pick guard, if you put it on there, there'd be a gap right there. So, I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I don't like. The question is, what do you mod? Because the electronics are decent. It's wired the right way. Has good caps.
So you don't need to do all that.
Switchcraft switch.
Okay, good. Pickups.
Pickups, like I would change the pickups.
You change them no matter what.
Just because I do that. Tuners are fine. Dual ring Kluson sort of copies are Epiphone branded, but they hold tune fine.
Bridge, tailpiece?
I'd probably change this to a really good bridge. But yeah, change the knobs. Definitely change the knobs. The knobs look like, normal reflector knobs, but our replica reflector knobs on highvoltageguitars.com are really nice. And that would actually dress this guitar up quite a bit. Okay. And it's weird because we did that on the Epiphone Special, and as soon as we put on the kind of replica knobs, it's like immediately a little bit more exciting. Yeah. The ABR is in post, unlike the Gibsons. I see this. I see Greg. So
hey, Greg.
The ABR style bridge it's a threaded insert into some sort of little stud. It's different than a normal Epiphone. So I tried putting an ABR1 on this, and it didn't exactly fit.
Okay.
I could probably get it to fit, but I don't want to force anything. And I didn't want to damage the guitar when I was just monkeying around with it. But I think this guitar, and kind of the point of Rhett's video, is it's starting to really, really, really blur the lines between an entry-level Les Paul, a real Les Paul, and then a high-end Les Paul.
Yeah, and then what is the USA Gibson Les Paul standard price right now?
It's either $27.99, $27 or $28.99,
and this is $12.99.
Yeah, $1,300.
So this is what we're really talking about. Is that like, do you think this is like an honest, a good comparison? Like you would have to think about it to make the decision, or you still think that the USA Les Paul standard is superior to the point to where, I mean, price obviously.
Yeah.
So depending on how much you want to spend, but what is it? If you were a person that was like could get the $27.99, but you'd be like, would you recommend this instead?
$2,800. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
thank you. You get, I mean, I'm sure that I watched some of the video. I didn't get a chance to watch all of it because I'm working.
No, it's fine. And there's a lot of conversation that got cut out. But if you said today, hey, you're going to buy a Les Paul, you have $2,800 plus tax, whatever that you are allowed to spend.
Buy two of these.
You go play them. I don't doubt at all that you could find a Gibson, a standard Gibson, that would be great. But the appointments on this, the shape of the neck, just the general vibe, I think, just from a glance, this guitar is more attractive looking and more enticing than
the USA standard.
The USA standard. Granted, there are some cool standards. You can find a good top, but
Wildwood spec, baby.
Yeah, but I think the color on this is really good, and the vibe of it's really good. The playability, it doesn't feel as nice as a Gibson. The frets aren't as polished. It doesn't have binding nibs. The nut is a bit, chunky and not super clean. Like the attention to detail. This is still a Chinese-made guitar made to a price.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say that if you went and bought the $2,800 one, that's dumb. You should just buy this.
No, I think you buy the one that inspires you to play, and that's what I said.
There you go.
That's what I said in Rhett's video. Is like ultimately you've got to get the guitar that makes you want to keep playing it. And honestly, for me, it would be this. And I feel like Gibson in the past couple years, Epiphone, has really done a good job kind of blurring those lines. And for the money, and you don't even have to spend this kind of money. I mean, that Epiphone Special there was like
$499.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sub $500, and it was really exciting to plug it in and play it. And it sounded good, and it resonated.
Yeah.
So It's a hard one, but if you said, "Hey Zach, let's go get a Les Paul," and you have this much to spend, I would probably walk away with this over a Gibson personally.
Interesting.
Or I'd get 2 of these.
Ooh, yeah. Lob the hell out of one of them.
Because they do a gold top. There's the 50s that has different color finishes. The double cut special is awesome, so it's really great. But yeah, what kind of questions are we getting on this? Did you see anything good?
Let's see here. Name on the headstock will affect resale. New Gibson standards are heavy. Studio session.
The pickups rings irk me. Yeah, they kind of irk me too.
Yeah. Wooden finish matter on a guitar. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, once you hold one up close, like you can tell the differences between them,
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's like, it just depends on how much, like, I think it's an interesting question for somebody that has many really nice, like, custom shop Les Pauls. Mm-hmm. And then you're looking at something to get something on, like, oh, we're down there now, too. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. This.
So that's an interesting question, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think that yeah, I mean, it's not getting into Fender territory where there's like a price, every $100 price difference, there's a model.
Yeah, well,
and you have to figure out which one you want. But
that means it's kind of getting there.
But there is a little bit with like, there's like an $800 one that's like has the Epiphone headstock. Like, what's the next price down for like kind of a Les Paul standard?
So there's Epiphone? I think there's basically like 3 tiers, or at least there used to be, of standards. There's like the normal standard, which has the kind of the Epiphone, their version of the open book headstock, and it's fine. They're nice. They're nice. I've had one. They sound good. I like the way they sound.
Here's a good question. Right?
There was one that was a little bit fancier that was more like that, but I don't know. We can pull up the Epiphone website.
How would this Relic versus a standard? So, like, you buy the guitar and you play it. Like, which one's going to actually Relic?
Neither. I mean, like, you would have to play a standard Gibson so hard. I mean, it will Relic eventually. But that Epiphone will probably never Relic. But the Gibson, I mean, it's nitrocellulose, but it has more plasticizers and stuff in it to make it more stable, to make it easier to spray. And it's going to be a lot more durable than an old vintage guitar.
Yeah.
So it would take a long time for a standard to really relic up and wear in. I do think that nitro, after you play it a couple years, really starts to feel very comfortable. But yeah, it's not gonna. The new guitars don't age the same as old guitars. What pickups are in my R9 with Rhett sounded amazing. Those are Seymour Duncan custom shop Pearly Gates, which I was not a fan of for a long time.
No. There was an upset that those finally hit for you.
Yeah, it was strange. So I got a set off Reverb at a really great price, and put different covers on them, and they sound great. If you guys ever want to order any Seymour Duncan custom shop stuff, high voltage, we can order it for you. Spec out pretty much anything.
Down. I saw this earlier in here in the chat. Someone was asking me about my Les Paul journey. I'll get one day. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I will. I will one day. It's just like every time I play them, I'm like, you have really nice ones, and I like them, and they all sound good. I've never gotten to the point where I'm like, I have like a sound in my head that I have to chase. You know what I mean? It's just not. It just hasn't happened.
What would be your Les Paul of choice, though? I think I know. But if you were going to go for a Les Paul, what would it be? I can see one of 2 things for you.
I think I probably would go with, like, I always like because there's the justification process that you go through, right? Which is like, if I was going to do this, I'd need something that was different enough from what I have in order for me to get it. So an R4 is probably where my head would be at. That's
not what I thought.
To get something that would be like, hey, I don't have anything like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as far as like a traditional Les Paul, like something with just like the classic look, I don't know. You think I should get a black one, right?
Either a black or a wine red custom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see you rocking a wine red custom.
Yeah. Jerry Cantrell style?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like, I don't know. I think it would work.
Yeah. I don't have enough disposable income to get a Les Paul. And not in a bad way. It's just like, I'm so happy with my Mariana. And like, tone-wise, I think that's like where I like to be. And so I'm just like, they don't, like, there's like kind of no, if I was going to get a guitar right now that is like something, like a humbucker, like Tune-o-matic or Raptail guitar, it would be a Frank Brothers. I would get a Carina Frank Brothers. Like, that's what I would get.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Like that
They're exciting.
That speaks to me
Yeah.
on that level. That's what I would get.
Yeah. I love the Frank Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
And they really are remarkable.
Yeah.
Remarkable instruments.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into the Epiphone website here in a second, but I just want to say, I got this back from Epiphone.
Ooh, yeah.
I thought it had a truss rod issue. It didn't. I'm an idiot.
Turns out you just are dumb.
Dual action truss rods.
A lot of action.
I've only ever really done setups on like old school style Gibson stuff, which I don't believe have that.
Yeah.
But man, I forgot how much I love this Kirk Hammett guitar. It's so good. Like genuinely, this Flying V rules. Although I did do the fret ends on this with the little music nomad thing, whatever I've used in the videos.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it's really good.
Yeah. It's cool as hell too.
It is cool, man.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a Flying V? I don't know. I think everybody needs a Flying V.
Think
right?
so? I don't have a Flying V.
Yeah, see? No, it's such an unwieldy and ridiculous instrument, but...
Yeah. I'm just like off guitars right now because I really love my guitars. I have the two that I play all the time, my Dosas, and then I'm just good, man. I'm just good. I want more amps. More amps, more pedals. What are you doing?
So there's
are
a
you
few
doing?
questions I saw.
Right.
There was my first dual action truss rod I also thought was busted. Yeah. I called a luthier after I already sent it in for warranty. And he's
There we
like,
go.
no, it's probably fine.
Let's do this. How about this?
Oh, man. What a big question.
S-type.
S-type. S-shaped object.
S-shaped thing. What's your favorite one?
Fender.
Like a Strat.
Yeah, like a Stratocaster. I'm trying to get on the same plane as you so we're both in focus. We're in the same color shirt.
I know.
I just like Fenders the best. I mean, like, Sirs are great. Exotics are great.
Silver Sky?
Silver Sky is awesome. But if someone's like, hey, you got to go get an S-type guitar, what am I buying? I'm buying a Strat. I'm buying a Fender Strat. My favorite are custom shop level ones because I'm a snooty douche. But I do think that only two companies in the world make Stratocasters, and that's Fender and Squier. And everybody else is just making approximations of that, and I think Fender does it the best.
There you go.
What about you?
I don't like Strats.
Castadosa or
the ABI. I mean, I'd love to have that guitar because
Yeah.
it has the same neck as my other two. So if I got one, that's what I would get.
That would make the most
because
sense.
Yeah, because it is like it's the same neck and it feels good and it's different enough. Like I think it's obviously an S-type guitar, but like it doesn't like look like one really. It doesn't feel like one. It sounds like one though. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's definitely the perfect guitar if you love Carlos's stuff and you want a Strat style guitar. That's it right there. I don't know who's buying that over. Unless you play it. Like, when people come in and play it, and they're like, oh, okay. It's got more of that, like, it's like a Frusciante thing. Like, it's got that energy to it. Because they're using her pickups in those $20,000 jobbers that they're doing. So, yeah, it's just like, I've just never, I don't know. Strat's just like, it was my very first guitar, and I bought one because you when you get your first guitar, you have the musician's friend catalog, and you're choosing between the $299 Mexican Strat and the $399 Epiphone Les Paul Standard and Heritage Cherry Sunburst. That's it.
Back then.
That's what you did, right? Right?
Yeah,
That's kind of whatever. I
mean,
feel
that's
like,
what I did.
I mean, I feel like in our era, that's what it was.
We had a catalog.
And I chose, Midnight Blue, which is purple.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. It was a great guitar.
Was it Midnight Blue or Midnight Wine?
Nope, it was Midnight Blue is called, and it's literally just purple.
Yeah.
Point is that, like, you know, I chose it because, you know, I'd gone to see, I've told this story. You guys have heard this story, whatever. You don't need to hear it again. But I got it, and it was great. And I loved it because you're playing with enough overdrive and distortion. Doesn't matter that they're single coil pickups. You know what I mean? You're just doing it. You know, but yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to get a Strat style. I probably should because they're good guitars and they sound different. And they're icons for a reason, but I should, you know. It's like I've never gotten into that space where I'm like, I got to have a Tele, a Les Paul, a 335, a Strat. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people like to do that kind of, and it's a way to justify buying stuff. People like to do that. It's a you know, you got to cross them off the list.
You know, I'm the worst.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of great...
Dylan Adams doesn't like Strats either.
Hey, that's okay. Hey, Dylan.
Yeah.
Hope you're well. I like seeing all the thoughts about Strats and stuff.
It's great.
Because the Idris is great. You know, I don't... Like, the Idris is an S-type for sure. I don't play it and think Strat. You know?
It's got the man-made trim on it, which I will take credit for. That was my idea.
There you go.
I think. I don't know.
The only guitar I pick up...
It feels like it was my idea. I can't even remember at that point what I, you know. I know I pushed hard for it when it was an option for that guitar because I thought it would help push it towards having its own identity, and I think it was the right call.
Yeah.
Because it's
well,
very
see,
cool.
I like that because that's the thing about all these guitars that are kind of like an homage to something classic. If you just make the thing, then I don't know. Like, it's cool. Like, you can make it really well, and that's all well and good. But I like the Idris is an interesting guitar. It's a great, like, playing, feeling, sounding guitar. It's not my sort of thing.
We have an Idris in stock right now that is our sort of thing.
Well, a two humbucker one.
Yeah, we pushed it in that direction. And I actually will say this straight up. I think that's the best version of the guitar.
I agree.
Especially with the double black bobbins. It wants to be that guitar. And, you know, I think it's like, that's why we ordered it that way.
Yeah.
Because we like it like that.
Yeah, because, like, if use the only guitar that feels like pushed in a direction further that I like is the Silver Sky, and still ultimately it is just like a super refined Stratocaster. But it has all of Paul's and John's, you know,
Gross.
idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
What else is going on in there?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm one of those people, Matthew. I know you are, Greg. You came by and brought 3 awesome guitars, and you know, it's a one way to do the whole guitar journey is to say I need one of all of the classics.
Yeah.
You know, it's a you know, you do that sometimes, don't you?
I mean, I have a Strat because I thought I needed one, and I like it. I have an Esquire. I don't have a Telecaster. I don't really want a Telecaster.
Yeah.
But I love my Esquire. I adore it.
What up, chat? Hey,
McNasty. Oh, here's a question. Here we go. Now we're talking.
Now we're getting
gross. Here's an interesting question. Would you rather buy a new custom shop Les Paul for around $5,000-ish or buy a used Les Paul standard and send it to historic makeovers and get the $2,500?
New custom shop.
New custom shop.
Easy question.
Like, there's things in a custom shop guitar from Gibson that aren't in a standard production line guitar.
Like?
The truss rod. Truss rod is a huge part of the sound of guitar. Hate to break it to you. But that's a huge part of it. So that part of the construction, the long neck tenon, big part of it, you'd have to plug and then put in ABR1 with the threaded rod. So there's like so much more going on to turn that into something that it's not. When you're going to spend about the same amount of money and you can just buy a used one. And get a great
for me, I think that like the talk about like earlier talking about like my Les Paul journey, the best way to do that, the most fun way to do that would be to go to Wildwood or Chicago Music Exchange and play a bunch and then go, oh crap, this one's got the sauce.
Yeah.
And I think that buying one and then sending it away to like hopefully get the sauce doesn't sound as fun. That might be really fun for some of you, and I think that's great because some people love that kind of a journey. But for me, I would prefer the, the hunt, so to speak, and
Yeah.
then finding the right one. So I would rather go down that road.
And honestly, like when you kind of think about it, a plane ticket to Wildwood to Colorado. I mean,
Nah, man, we're driving, dog.
and
Yeah, we're driving, man.
granted,
Buc-ee's every stop, man.
Louisville is a fair hike from the Denver airport, but like you could probably do that trip.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it in one day,
Mm-hmm.
and you could probably only spend a couple $100
On the flight.
On the flight and the car,
Or
so-
CME. We can do that.
Or CME.
They've got plenty in stock over
But
there.
I think it's worth driving and experiencing all the stuff. Because even if like you go and do those things and you walk away from it going, none of those are for me. At least now you know.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
just
important.
fun.
It is fun.
That is
It's a
fun.
story.
Come see us. You
Yeah.
can play all our guitars and go home with one with the sauce, as I like to say.
Yes.
And I'll tell you which ones have the sauce.
Which one has the sauce?
All of them. They all do. We don't have nothing with no sauce.
Is that my Brazilian Les Paul up for sale on
It
high voltage? It
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it and I sometimes go, I don't know if I want to sell it. But basically,
I know.
shit's getting tight. Tariffs suck. Even when they're kind of put on pause for a second.
They're still there.
Still there.
Some of them are.
Parts still went up.
It's more than they were before.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are stocking stuff bought stuff when the tariffs were up. And so they priced them at whatever they paid for at the time.
did they raise de minimis? There's so many more things that go along with it. So that sucks.
De minimis.
De minimis. But yeah, it's mine.
I think the hard thing, and this is what I said when you bought the Brazilian, is that you're always going to be comparing it to your R9, which you've had for 11 years now. Mm-hmm. And that's like, you can buy guitars and they all have their place and there's different years and colors and pickups and all that stuff. But those two guitars are pretty much kind of scratching the same itch for you. So that's like you're always going to be comparing the two together. And so I think your R9 is always going to win, man. As great as that Brazilian is, the R9 is the R9. It's lasted this long for a reason.
Yeah, it's pretty magical.
Yeah.
And it I love the Brazilian. It's a killer guitar. Mm-hmm. And even though they are kind of optically very similar, the necks aren't too far apart.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can tell the difference right away.
Oh, you can tell the difference for sure. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's the money thing more than anything. And with just kind of the uncertainty of stuff, it's real talk. The money that it took to buy that guitar, because basically, just being upfront, I just kind of want to break even, Yeah. So I'm not trying to make a lot of money on it. That's a lot to have sitting there if it's not getting all the love that it deserves.
Yeah. I mean, that's for everybody, right? Yeah. You have guitars and you want to, unless you're really be able to collect. It's like, I get it.
Yeah, no trades on the Brazilian.
No trades. Can I trade all this stuff? Here's my guy, Jacob McDougall.
Yes.
Up soon to play stuff. Figure out what Novo or Fano I want.
Come.
I got to tell you, and we're not for nothing. We got a lot of Novos and Fanos.
We do.
If you want to come down and really dig in, high voltage guitar is a great place to do it.
And if you're curious about one, we sold one
this morning.
This morning.
Yeah.
Because a gentleman wanted to hear it, and so I made him a video and texted it to him, and
we'll do that.
He's like, "Yep."
And if you want to hear any of the guitars through any amp
that we have,
I'm
not buying a Roland Jazz Chorus to plug something up for you.
And you request the player. If you want it to be Will or me, that's great.
That's fine.
If you want it to be Jeffrey, better. If you want it to be Zach, terrific.
We'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, Jeff rules too. So
Jeff good.
Jeff great.
We all have different styles.
If you want to hear how it sound if you broke your hand that morning before you play guitar, I can definitely do that for you. Ah! Oh! That's how I sound. I'd love to see Novo do a true semi-hollow. You get a GF6. That's semi-hollow. And they're going to be made in the same spot.
Is it? Or is there a solid? I think it's solid all the way through the middle, right?
Yeah, it says semi-hollow.
Semi-hollow doesn't go all the way through.
Really?
No. A semi-hollow, like a 335, goes down to the bridge, and then all the bottom is hollow.
I thought it went all the way down. So it's
Log did.
So it's a thin line then.
Kind of.
So what's there's hollow body, semi-hollow, thin line.
Yeah.
Chambered, solid, right?
And then weight relieved.
And wait, really?
I
God
don't
damn.
know.
No, I mean, it's a good question. Like, what's the difference between semi-hollow and thin line? So is GF6 a thin line then?
I mean, it's kind of.
It's like it's rounded out. It's like the wings are rounded out. You take the back and you round it out, and there's a center block that goes all the way down, and then you glue a top on. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm just.
I think.
Yeah.
Because like when I think of a semi-hollow guitar,
Yeah.
I think of 335. That was the first. I mean, that's the first semi-hollow guitar, really. Because Gretsch would do like trestle bracing and stuff to kind of negate some of the feedback from the top and the back.
Truffles.
Truffle bracing.
Truffle bracing.
This is mushrooms growing inside. But yeah. So, but still, the GF6 is the most semi-hollow-esque thing that is currently in production.
Yeah. All right, here you go.
Whoa.
I want to hear Matt playing some sludgy doom riffs on his baritone.
Who's Matt?
Through the most. That's some
Matthew.
Nah, it's fine. That's fine. I never get upset about that. Through the most suitable amp. I mean, every amp sound good like that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I most of the time play when I'm doing the baritone. I rock it with the big puffed through the Vintage Deluxe at home, which I think is a great way to spend. When you have an
Your
amp.
afternoon.
It's all good. I don't know. I should probably put some videos up or something of that stuff. It all sounds really good.
Yeah. We got a super chat.
Oh, hey. It was just thanking us for answering the question.
Yeah. Oh, McNasty. Thank you.
McNasty. Love the name.
Great name.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of like pickup questions, or I see answers to pickup questions. So hit me with that again. Hello, Honey Picks. Mm-hmm. Here it is. Which pickups?
Oh, yeah.
Aha. In the $300 to $400 range, would you recommend for the Tele on steroids? Bright, almost classy tone. Duncan Antiquities.
There you go.
Probably. Yeah. I like the Antiquities. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's an infinite number of pickups, from every maker. But
yeah,
I mean, I have to be a little self-serving, right? Because you mentioned later that throwbacks are kind of beyond your reach, and that's fine. But
we got the Duncans partly because we think they're great, and it's also a price range that works for people. Mm-hmm. Obviously, throwbacks. That's an investment.
It is,
and it's not not for everybody. So the Seymours are great too.
They're awesome. Juras Priest, can you send me a video of a certain amp noise without any guitar too? You mean just like to hear an amp like idling?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like crank the gain all the way up and master all the way up.
Hissing?
I mean, it will.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
They hiss.
Sorry, Matthew. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's just mostly, I think it's really funny when everything says Matthew on all my emails and all the course, and then people just put Matt right away. It's funny. I just think it's funny.
Oh, this is interesting. The Bad Guitarist. My Les Paul Tribute sounds really bright and balanced, except the low E is super dull sounding, regardless of what strings I put on it.
Ooh,
any suggestions to fix it? I would change the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Like itself. Mm-hmm. So if it's a Les Paul Tribute, it probably has a Nashville-style bridge. I would look at getting a conversion kit and putting an ABR1 on it. So we sell those at high voltage. You just thread in a thing. You have to get a thumb wheel too, and then a bridge. You will have to get them notched for the saddles. But doing something like that, and you don't have to go with our thing. You can get like a Tone Pros or something that'll go right onto those posts. But the bridge, there might be something up with that saddle or the bridge itself that's kind of sapping all the life and snap out of that string. And that's just kind of,
There you go.
something that happens. Oh,
now
Jared.
that it's been about 6 months, how's it been launching HVG? I know we all appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you guys.
It's been...
yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. Jesus.
You're welcome.
It's a great song. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Because it's been a big...
yeah, we had to hire somebody because there's too much to do. What was that?
Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?
I did. Listen. You smell something?
Da-da-da.
It's been wonderful. It's been overwhelming and hard, but well worth it because I just really enjoy being on this side of things and talking gear with people and getting them guitars and amps that they love I really, really enjoy that part of the job. And that's really fun. Just the excitement when somebody comes in and they're ready to really get a new piece of gear and really turbocharge their guitar playing. It's really exciting, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, and that's been the best thing for me is like kind of reconnecting with like the community in a way, and I just really enjoy the journey of helping people find stuff that inspires them to play music.
Yep.
Be it a pedal, be it an amp, or just, I mean, your dad like borrowed your Divine Noise speaker cable.
He did.
And he was like,
could not believe how much better it sounded.
Yeah, he was blown away by how much better his amp sounded just by changing the speaker
And this
cable.
is a man that pays attention to everything.
Yes.
And is constantly, you know...
He's like me.
He's just like, every day, it's like tone revelation. It's the first thing we say to each other every time we see each other.
Yeah.
What you got? Tone revelation. You got something. I know you do. And so, when I left my Vintage Deluxe over there, and I had a Divine Noise speaker cable, and he tried it with his Sir Hedgehog, and was like, he thought he had a nice speaker cable, and he probably does, but it's not a Divine Noise.
I mean, like, honestly...
And it's funny, and I believe him, because this is, 50 plus years of him dialing all this stuff in, and he heard it.
Man, and like, they like, that sort of stuff.
It's really fun.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Oh man,
We're doing
how about let's do Space Llama.
Oh yeah, because he paid us.
Space Llama pickups.
Cash money. Let's do it.
Thank you. That's man, $20. That's too kind.
You're paying for Taco Bell.
I mean, you're getting. I mean, you and McNasty
I've been getting it, but they got paid for today.
Right.
At least
You're getting it. I'm
at least
keeping
Jeff's
this money,
steak. At least Jeff's steak. That'll cover Jeff's steak.
We've been ragging on Jeff pretty hard, but camera recommendations for my socials.
Camera.
Product pics and videos I want to future-proof / do a true upgrade for my phone as I work on growing my company. Love the quality of mine. Stick with my phone, A7C, something newer. Thank you. So
Great questions.
It is a great question. I use... Let me hide this. Thank you for that. I use these Sony A7Cs. It's fine. So this has a cage on it. Let's see, you can see it. This little frame. So I can mount it and hook it up to everything I need. You can get handles and stuff. But the A7C, there's a new version. I'm not entirely sure. I think it has some refinements, but the older ones are pretty affordable. And the thing about cameras and with videos, so all my nerds out there, buckle up. Some cameras have a limit on how much time they can record at once. This does not.
Okay.
So you can just record until your card's full. I really like that. It has really high quality video, good stabilization. We have one on a shoulder mount that kind of lives on a shoulder mount.
That's how we use it when I'm doing a lot of the videos.
Yes.
When we're doing mod videos. It's me with the shoulder mount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so on that you can like put a lot of attachments and stuff. But I like these cameras a lot. We have 3 of them. And then I use Tamron lenses at the recommendation of my friend Chris Evans, not Captain America, but OCE pedals, Chris Evans. He's a great photographer and knows his stuff. And he recommended Tamron as an alternative to Sony. These Sony lenses, if you get a comparable lens, you're going to spend like $500 to $800 more per lens. And these are good. And for doing video and all the photography you see is this camera. It's this camera with this Tamron 28 to 75 millimeter lens. It's a Japanese lens. It's really nice. And you can spend, you're going to spend about $2,500 and have a camera that, should last you until you're tired of using it.
There you
ultimately.
Go. There you go.
So I recommend getting this. Get a cage, get a good lens, get some really nice memory cards, and don't buy fake batteries. Get real Sony batteries, and they're great. It doesn't get too hot too with video, which is really important. There you go. Thank you.
There you go.
Any other good questions while we're wrapping this up?
2 questions. You guys still on a Metallica high? Always?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was listening to Leper Messiah again on the way to work.
I've just been having Justice in the car.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get short of straw. But so I didn't think we would get Shorter Straw because they hadn't played it at a show, like a regular show, for like 6 years, and then they played it at Sonic Temple last Friday night. And so I'm looking forward to, because that's got to be the video that they put out from that show.
What's going to be the video for the Saturday show? Nothing Else Matters. That one was pretty good.
Oh gosh, Memory Remains would be a good choice.
Oh yeah. That when that song started, I was holding the kiddo because he was standing on the seat, and I was holding him so he wouldn't fall. And Morgan was kind of off by herself. I was like, "Here, let's swap. You hold him so you can be close to him." And then that song came on, and I just started singing at the top of my lungs. And I don't know if she was prepared for like how loud
that's
and
gonna be.
I was like excited for Memory Remains.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. I'm still high from it. And lunch is Friday's TB day.
Austin Powell.
Where is that?
Go down. I'll get that out today. They should have been finished up this week, so I should be able to get that out today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were waiting on all kinds of stuff. I got those. They should be out today.
Oh, Whodunit Pros.
Oh, yeah.
Difference between the newer and older Inspired by Gibson. Okay, let's do this real quick. I want to pull up the website, the Epiphone site. And, should we just do one of these kind of jobbers?
Yeah, while you set this up, the chat has been begging me for my basketball takes.
Okay.
So I'll give it to them. I will be rooting for the Knicks. I'm a big fan of this current Knicks team. I love the Villanova boys. Even Dante, he's not on the team anymore. I love the Villanova boys. I think that's a really fun deal. They're great. So I'll be rooting for them. I really want Timberwolves Knicks in the finals for the trade revenge between Julius Randle and Cat. So everybody that knows what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about.
It just sounds like you're making stuff up.
I'm not making anything up.
So
that's it. There you go, guys. Go Knicks.
The biggest difference between the older Inspired by Custom, and I don't even know if they have them on here still, is the older ones. Here it is.
Whoa.
Laurel fretboard. I think everything else. Older ones also have Mallory caps.
Okay.
Instead of bumblebees. I think Bumblebee. I think everything else is basically the same. The new ones, though. So here are the new ones up at the top here. We have the double cut special. Mm-hmm. Awesome. The finish on this is
delightful.
It's killer. Like, you can see the grain. It's really nice. And then a new 59 in a couple finishes, a 60 in a couple finishes. The gold top, which is awesome. The neck profile on this is great. A 62 reissue 335. I'm not crazy about like the ears on this. I mean, I guess that's kind of accurate for this era. These are the Mickey Mouse ears. Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the grain through the finish. It's not like an opaque red. I'd like to really spend some time with this in person.
You didn't see one in person?
I saw it, but I didn't. I'm not too blown away by that one as much, personally. And then the SG, which I think
that looks handsome.
Like, I think if you just glanced at this, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a cool looking Gibson." You would never know. Listen, it's not full screen here, but really nice. And then aren't these new? They did new finishes on the Firebird 1 and 5. I have yet to see this in person.
Oh, that's supposed to be cool.
But I mean, you guys know that you guys know I love this sort of guitar, and I had that kind of guitar, and I sold it to my friend Phil from 40 Watt Podcast. Okay. Oh, someone asked, I saw maybe one last question about Divine Noise cables.
Yeah.
So Divine Noise cables are made by our friend Gil. Gil Divine is his last name.
What a great last name.
Yeah, man. He sounds like a wrestler.
Gil Divine.
or a multitude of other things could have that name.
Yeah.
But it's a great name. I love it. And all his stuff carries a no questions asked lifetime warranty. He uses his own proprietary cables, really nice ends. The solder works incredible. Everything's heat shrunk. They're tough. We've had the same. I bought a ton of red Divine Noise cables that we used for NAMM, and we've used them every day in the shop, in the store. events. Nothing. Was that the door?
No.
Nothing has. Oh, it was that door? Nothing has let us down yet. But all the Divine Noise stuff is incredible. They're not cheap, but you're never gonna have to worry about it. And I'm just saying this. I've bought cables that cost way more than Divine Noise, and they broke.
There you go.
And I was out $70-$80 a cable, and I couldn't get it fixed. And that's that sucks. And you don't have that problem with Divine Noise, so hit them up and or hit us up.
We got them.
Hit us up because we have a bunch. And yeah, can we trust the quality control in these new Epiphones? Nothing grinds my gears more than shoddy fretwork. Hey, they're making a lot of these guitars. Chances are there might be some fret issues. Epiphone and Gibson have a good warranty. Really inspect stuff, as you get it. Buy it from a trusted source.
If you get it from Sweetwater, it's 55-point inspection.
Sweetwater. That guitar came from Sweetwater. It was good. I did do a fret polish that really kind of lifted it up.
So they did 54 on that one.
Well, I mean, like they're going to make sure that everything's there and it's right. All the frets are seated. They're not.
That's just my bit.
They're not.
It's a bit I do.
But with Sweetwater, they will do you can pay for plecking and all that stuff, which is neat, but added expense. But yeah, I mean, undoubtedly there will be guitars that have issues, but I've played $10,000 guitars that had issues from other brands. So
no names.
But anyway, that's kind of it. So it's almost time to open the store. If you are
starving
in the greater Nashville area this weekend, come by and see Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew's going to be manning the shop.
Most Saturdays.
Most Saturdays now.
Yeah, we've realized that we have too much to do on Mondays, so we're going to divide and conquer. Because we were taking Mondays off, and then you weren't because there was too much to do. Because y'all buying stuff over the weekend, and we want to get it out the door on Mondays. And then we get all kinds of stuff coming in on Mondays. And so you do that. I'll be here on Saturdays. Probably Pops will be here most of the time, too.
Yeah.
So if you want to hang out with me and my dad, what a blast. Ask him about Divine Noise cables. Come on down. Let's go.
Zach would do an additional service to a guitar that has already been inspected by 15 luthiers. yeah. I would. I mean, to that end, I've played guitars that are perfect and set up on paper perfect, but I don't like the setup, so I've changed them.
Yeah, everybody. If you know what you're doing,
normal.
It's normal. Absolutely.
Because I think that is part of the experience of making something your own. If you just leave it and you're happy with it, that's great. But if you're like, man, if the action was a little lower, a little higher, or whatever, it would go a long way in making me happier with this instrument. I think there's a lot of value in diving in and learning how to do truss rod tweaks or learning how to raise or lower your bridge or your saddles. It makes a big difference to making something truly your own. Tonesmith. How about we end on that question? Matthew, you want to read that?
Have you tried the Fates in front of a drive for heavy stuff? How's that sound? It sounds incredible. I mean, that is a tone that I really love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's to me, you get into there's, everybody, what genre, you can ask non-human, but I do it for Deftones. That kind of feel to it with a little bit of that heavy sound with a little bit of chorus on it. To me, that's kind of where that hum Deftones, I don't know if hum exactly uses that, but it's that kind of wall of sound thing that the little bit of chorus on there just makes it sound even crazier and thicker and wonderful. So I absolutely love it. I
like heavy sounds with chorus or any modulation. You kind of have to figure out if you like it before gain or after gain. I like chorus after gain.
Same.
Because then it feels like a studio effect. But a lot of our favorite sounds of any modulated, heavily distorted sounds, like Eddie Van Halen or anything like that, that's all into the front of the amp.
Yeah.
Look at that! I got one of those fake toll. You got to pay this toll.
I get those all the time. And I do also like chorus a little bit for Judas Priest style stuff from the early '80s. There's a lot of
It just makes your guitar sound wider because you listen to early Metallica. There's no chorus on it because it's two guitars, but those two guitars kind of have a chorus. So if you want to approximate that alone, you can set a chorus as kind of a buried effect where you barely even feel it.
See, they're non-human. I knew it. Hum was a lot of phase 90, but occasionally a Dano Cool Cat chorus too. See?
Cool Cat chorus is great. If you're going to go for a Cool Cat chorus, get the 18-volt version. It
go.
sounds way better.
I knew he would know.
And less noise.
All right, so I'm going to put this one up for the chat. Matthew's entrance theme would
yeah.
be The Memory Remains. Actually, you know, as a wrestling fan, you all know what you all think about all the time what your entrance theme would be. It's a great question. Mine absolutely would be Surprise You're Dead by Faith No More. Just listen to it, and you know exactly why I would choose that one. It's a great theme song, I think, for a wrestler. For lots of reasons, which we don't have to dive into here because... You know, I'll do it when Robert Baker has me on and we just talk about sports and wrestling.
I know what mine would be.
What would it be?
Children of the Grave.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like right when it really like,
you know, because you want something for wrestling. What you want is you want to pop the crowd the second they hear it. You want something that's recognizable, and right when they hear that first note, right? And the cool thing about Surprise You're Dead, it has a bell ringing. It's like ding ding. So the second they hear that, it's like if you know Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's the glass breaking. The glass breaks, and then you know everyone goes crazy. So you want something, boom, that hits right on. Children of the Grave is a great choice.
Oh man,
That'd be great.
That song is like, if there is a hell,
Yeah.
like when you're showing up there,
Yeah.
you're hearing that, and you're like, oh
Children of the
shit,
Grave.
I didn't make it.
It's like, I like it. I like it. Good choices.
All right,
I like it.
okay, everybody, thanks for hanging out. It's another Friday.
Time to get some Taco Bell nuggets.
Well, I mean, we can start now. Yeah.
I'm ready.
10:30. It's also AMA Friday, so hit us up on Instagram. Send me a message. Send me a question, and I'm gonna try my best to answer as many of them as possible. I have found that here lately, I've not been very capable at speaking clearly.
Who shot who? The what now?
Yeah.
Hymn card read good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, everybody. See you later. Thanks for hanging out, and have a great weekend.
All right.